Hi, today's video is all about the Sirui 1.25 anamorphic adapter. And my first impression is it's really heavy. Really heavy. Straight out of the box you get this adapter and you get a series of step-up rings as well, which is very handy for putting on different lenses. The idea of this is it goes on the full frame Anamorphic series lenses by Sirui and turns it from 1.6 to a 2. This also works on the Super 35 lenses, and that's what I have here. I have the Sirui 50mm 1.33 Super 35 lens. So I'm going to put this on now. We're going to have a look, see what it looks like. 1 second. So this is what it looks like with the adapter on. The look it gives you on this lens, from being a 1.33 squeeze and then pushing up an extra 1.25 times more, and it gives it a nicer look. It gives it more of that kind of look you're used to in the movies. I won't say cinematic because I hate using that word, but it does give you that look you see in the movies. So I guess, yeah, cinematic. I'm using it on the 35mm now. It's got quite a lot of vignetting around the edges, but I'm putting it in full frame. And when I unsqueeze it to a 2.1 ratio, I can get the ends off, and then that gets rid of a lot of the vignetting, and you still get that look. Great thing about Sony cameras is you also have clear image zoom, so you don't have to crop in all the way. On this talking part now, I'm cropped in at 1.2, and it gives a little bit of crop, but you still get the high tops and bottoms of the picture. And with the stretch of the lens and the adapter, it goes right out. You can get a nice ratio for a 2.1 video, as I'm recording now. So it's great for 16.9 or 2.1. So because I'm using the expander, it goes from the standard 1.33 squeeze you get on the 35mm lens, and then it adds extra. So you're getting now roughly 1.58 squeeze. I'm set to infinity, and I'm using the adapter to actually do the focusing. Get the adapter, screw it onto the front of the lens, either using one of the step-up rings or straight onto a lens if it's an 82mm. And then there's a little red button on the top. You press that and you move the front of the lens around so it matches around the middle, and that's how you judge it. You can also shine light on it and get some of that anamorphic look with the lights, some of the flaring, and then just make sure it's set up right like that. So I've only had this for roughly a week now. I ordered it on launch day on Indiegogo. Got the lens and I've been playing around with it. There's some things I like and there's some things I don't like about it. First of all, it gets really heavy for handheld stuff. It's really hard to hold up the lens without wobbling around sometimes, so the front dips quite a lot, and so I would say it needs something to hold the lens up so it doesn't put too much pressure on the lens mount. If you wobble it from side to side, you'll find, especially if you have a camera with slight rolling shutter, that it gives you a kind of seasick effect, and that can be quite off-putting. But on the other hand, that can also be good as an artistic thing as well. also going to try it on a standard lens, a Sigma 28-70 full frame lens. Let's see how that looks as well. Now this is with it on my Sigma 28-70 lens, and I've left it on autofocus because it should focus back on me, hopefully, because I've found the autofocus kind of works on it, which is really interesting. So it's not fully anamorphic, as you can tell, and the squeeze factor is not that big at 1.25, but it works, which is really interesting. You get a slight flaring, but not the real strong flares. But this could be good if you're going after something like this. The focus breathing's not too bad. These lenses do have a fair bit of focus breathing, but the adapter itself isn't that bad. I've also noticed as well, it does make the image a little bit more blurry. It's harder to get focus. I'm just hoping I'm in focus now. It works well even on these Super 35 lenses. Got it on the 50mm now, and even I'm using it now on full frame mode. You can use this to push it out a little bit more, so when you crop in, say for a video 2.1 aspect ratio, it'll work a lot better. I hope this gives you a bit more of an idea of the look, the feel, and a real world situation use of it. That autofocus works, which is quite crazy. So is it worth it? Well, if you already have anamorphic lenses, it's great for boosting that field of view and getting more of a stretch factor. Though it isn't a miracle worker, it does give a nice effect for not too much of a bad price. Hope this answers some of the questions on this lens. I had quite a few when I ordered it. I'm quite happy with the results. I won't be using it all the time as it is so heavy. And if you like the video, please subscribe. I hope to see you again in my next video. Thank you. Bye bye.